It's often the case that we think of institutions as having always been there, that no one really created them. It's natural, perhaps, to lose sight of the fact that desires and decisions of individuals over a century ago created the path that leads directly to our door. How would one go about establishing a college? What would be in the minds of those who had the determination even to try? Who were these people who wanted this so passionately, and why did they? Who were they who came through its doors all those years ago to study and to teach? Where had they come from, and what did they hope for? Which of the college's graduates inspired the students in the hundreds of one-room schoolhouses across New England? Which of the youngsters took up the torch of learning and the challenges of teaching? Which alumni, students, faculty, and staff interrupted their lives to serve their country in times of war? Who of them returned to continue to serve their nation in its classrooms? Who never returned? Who went on to professions other than teaching? Who entered public service? Who remained in New Hampshire and who went off to foreign lands? Can we ever know the impact that our graduates have made in the thousands of lives that they have touched? At the turn of the 20th century, with the progressive movement in full swing, the desire to equalize opportunities for American citizens was manifesting itself in a multitude of ways. The passage of child labor laws, together with mandatory education requirements, placed thousands of young people in need of public schools. There had always been a long tradition of outstanding educational academies in Cheshire County and in Keene, reaching back to Catherine Fiske's Young Ladies' Seminary, founded in 1811, the second oldest such establishment in the United States. As early as 1845, the New Hampshire Centennial reported on its front page of May 7th the positive results of the new pedagogical methods applied to teacher training in a summer teachers' institute, as well as the Common School Convention, held in the meeting house in the neighboring town of Swansea. These community-supported teachers' institutes were the forerunners of the normal schools. Henry Clinton Morrison, educational philosopher, author of numerous books on education, and the true founder of Keene Normal School, was the state superintendent of public instruction from 1904 to 1917. A good example of an early 20th century progressive, Morrison stated,
"There can be no permanent abolishment of special privileges, except we begin at the bottom by providing equal opportunity in the education of the child."
Morrison said that 1 teacher in 3 had been improperly trained, and that 1 in 5 was utterly incompetent. It was clear to Morrison and others that the establishment of norms was essential, and the normal school was the solution. The normal school in Plymouth, which had been established in 1871, was not training sufficient numbers of teachers for New Hampshire. The state needed another normal school. Morrison made known his desire to have a New Hampshire community fill this need. 2 Keene Democrats, Charles Gale Shedd and Joseph Madden, went into action. On February 10th, 1907, the city of Keene held a public debate on the issue. Some in the audience suggested that the presence of a normal school in Keene would raise the cultural level of the community. Others, more practical-minded, embraced the idea that the presence of the normal school would supply the city with a virtually endless stream of free student teachers, thus lowering the tax burden. The resolution to invite the State Education Committee to Keene, with an eye toward considering the city as the site of the next state normal school, was passed by the citizens of Keene without a dissenting vote. It was the responsibility of the host community to supply land, funds, or buildings. The people of Keene raised $19,000 to purchase the Hale and Fisk properties to give to the state, close to $500,000 in today's currency. These buildings, considered by many as among the most beautiful in the city, were a powerful enticement by any measure. On April 8, 1909, the establishment of a state normal school in Keene was approved by the state legislature. Just 4 months later, the school was completely functional and staffed. It is a feat that astonishes even today.